right, we are live. Live, live,
Yeah,
live.
yeah.
Stole that from
Mm.
BSBT.
Oh, live, live, live.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. I see you saying the man in the chat, the Vigilance Committee already. Boom, pow.
Boom pow.
Yeah.
Welcome
All
in,
right.
everybody.
Yeah, yeah. So things are just uh, really coming together in this investigation. Information just pouring out.
Right.
All kinds of stuff.
Can't wait. We need it.
Yes, like
We've been all
the
waiting
damn
for it.
important. Well, Sean Porter was up on Generally Specific last night. Um, we've got some video from that for sure. We're gonna have Sean Porter up here pretty soon, and because he's got some new information that we really haven't heard. Um, it looks like a neighbor of Lion One's died as well
Was
from
it
a
the
head
lady?
trauma.
Oh, from my
Huh?
head trauma. Was it the lady they were looking for?
No, it's a guy. His
Oh, okay.
name is Sean. His name is Sean as well. Doesn't spell it the same way as Sean Porter, but he died from a head trauma, and that's right next door. And I guess that's unexplained or unsolved.
Oh,
So two suspicious deaths right next door to each other. Val was bringing up the question of whether or not you know Billy was a serial or not.
oh,
That was on the first time that Sean was up there. He was asking about that,
right.
right? Because he's giving off all the signs, in my opinion.
Yeah, wow. Dude, yeah, I don't even. Yeah, wow. San Joaquin said, wow.
Yeah, this could be a lot bigger than we think.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
It, it's his lack of remorse, I think, that was sending up all the signals to everybody. That maybe he's killed before.
Well, and that's I think why Gregory's got some stuff too that he wants to share. He really wants to share it, but
Oh yeah,
I think he's gonna do that tomorrow. So look out
okay.
for it.
Look out.
Look out. Gregory's got some stuff. He's been doing his research.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, Gregory has been a huge force in this investigation. He got the scoop the other day. That was for sure. That phone call. We barely had any time to even review the evidence coming out lately because it's coming out quick, right? There's a
Wait,
lot of new information,
right.
but we haven't forgotten about it. We're still going to come back to that. In fact, uh, last night on Sean Porter, well, when Sean Porter got on GS seems to be flipping on Billy
Oh,
to me. He does kind of seem to be flipping, and he's pointing out inconsistencies in Billy's story. But GS did give some leads about some other videos that he had with the Lieutenant Corn Colonel Mark Owens.
oh, okay.
Right, he pointed us in the right direction. We'll see that when we watch the recap of GS's stream yesterday. But let me send the link to Sean so that he can get up here because he does have some really good information for us.
Okay.
Uh,
That's an update. Um,
yeah,
welcome in, My High Community Channel. Welcome in, Brooke. Spirit in the Sky, South Bama Gump, The Vigilance, Claudette, Jethro, Stephanie's here.
yeah, yeah. The trier of tribulations.
Trials and Tribulations. I like it.
Yeah,
I like the
she,
name. Wait, I
she's
didn't get
just,
hers either.
you didn't what?
I didn't get hers either. I don't have a lot of them. I have to figure out how to get them. Besides when you drop them.
Yeah, there's a master list.
Yes, I know. I just had to find it. We haven't talked about that yet,
Right.
or I haven't
So,
seen it.
so one thing that I don't think Sean really knew what was going on yesterday on GS's stream, but they had none other than Mars Life.
Okay, who's that?
Mars Life.
Hmm.
Uh, he's somebody who's been around for a long time, uh, and he's a total fucking dweeb and a half and shit. But he always tries to make himself like relevant to whatever conversation is going on at the time and like get himself in it.
Mm.
But historically, he has drama with like San Joaquin, and then when Direct D and San Joaquin or Direct D was trying to pick a fight with San Joaquin, he was using Mars Life, right? And he had him up on his podcast, and they were trying to go after San Joaquin using Mars Life, right? And he always does that. And
Well,
Mars Life was the one who was on um, uh, Paul Enslaved stream trying to talk shit about lying. Remember?
which is Mitch Lovin,
Yeah,
right?
Mitch Levin. Yeah,
Yeah,
but that's
Stephanie told
Mars
me.
Life.
Yes,
Yeah,
Stephanie
we,
told me.
we, we all know him as Mars Life and shit, but he changes his name or whatever. And these trolls, they don't know who's who or anything that's going on. They don't know the lore, and so he gets Mars Life up on his panel last night, trying to talk shit about Lion One. It was he wants the dirt on Lion One, but there is no dirt on Lion One. I mean, Mars Life is criticizing her and me for being loyal to San Joaquin and Eric Brandt.
Oh, well,
Right. Which, I mean, I guess if you're going to criticize us for that, we'd have to take that because we do support San Joaquin and Eric Brandt. So that's that, you know. You there?
yep, makes sense.
Yeah.
What's up, the angry vet? Welcome in.
Yeah. Yeah. The head of heat.
Called out Dub Wubs, Brian Johnson. He was trouble back when Eric Brandt was around. There it is.
Oh, yeah. Everybody that's been around for a while knows who Mars Life is. He had like 15 seconds of fame and shit because he had this short video that a lot of peeps shared. Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
Sean. Let's
Yep.
let Sean talk, or
Okay.
I'll let Sean talk between you and him.
Okay.
Good morning. All right, so here's information that we know now. We know the deal with the gun. Um, we know who it was registered to. That information came back yesterday. We know the deal with the other gun, or at least we suspect we know the deal with the other gun. Rabbit. The last time Rabbit contacted Andrea, Andrea had called him at 7:30 on Thursday night, and he never called back. The next thing you know, she's dead. So all day Friday, he claimed he had this premonition. Okay, so I had a premonition. I had to be home at 3. So what did I do? I went and picked up eggs, 3 dozen eggs. Then I went to Hobby Lobby and picked up arts and crafts supplies because that was important. Then I went to the post office because that was super important too. Then I returned to a wood chipper because, something very wrong was going on. And so I needed to be home because we were in a spiritual war. It has nothing to do with the fact I'm smoking meth. I'm paraphrasing here, obviously. Um, so then he goes home. Does he call her at all during his time when he's so concerned about this premonition? No, he doesn't because he's a liar. So then he goes home and he takes a shower and he changes clothes, and the clothing could have only been located next to her dead body. He then calls the sheriff's office. All I can tell you is the sheriff said that he cleaned the gun. So he cleaned the gun
He
before they
cleaned it.
got there. Cleaned, not cleared, cleaned, wiped off, cleaned the gun. Doing CPR. The door is locked. He stops doing CPR. He goes to unlock the door, and he keeps doing CPR. And then he makes it seem like they're having to pull him off of her dead corpse. He told Alicia she was cold. that was on the call that was recorded. He told me she was still alive. I could see that she was still there because I was a paramedic before, so I know these things. And she was still there. She is still with us. So I kept doing CPR. That's what he told me. So statements don't add up. Also, and I'm trying to get all this information out before I forget it. The reward is now up to $20,000 for information leading to the arrest and conviction of the rabbit and Don Carney if he is involved at that time. There is also another issue. The guy that picked Rabbit up from the crime scene and took him to get 2 hotels, Lieutenant Colonel, apparently spent 3 hours on the phone with Andrea on Thursday before her death, trying to talk her out of leaving the Rabbit or what have you. That's something that we need to explore. Hopefully that guy will contact me. Sean Porter at USA.com. If you're listening, Lieutenant Colonel, ShaunPorter at USA.com is my email address. It's really easy to remember. Because asshole at USA.com would be easier for people to remember in relation to me, but that was already taken. Now, what we have going on here, everybody in town now knows what's going on with the Rabbit, that he's threatening people. 2 of the victims now have protective orders against Rabbit because he's threatening every single person who talks, claiming, God is watching you. You better watch your back. I'm sorry, but what kind of crazy nonsense is that? So the Rabbit is getting more court dates every day of the week. He's been notified by the attorneys that he has to be out on August the 9th, and he has no legal claim to the property. He's never been on a lease. He never had permission. He's not a tenant at will. He's done. He's not a squatter. He's got no rights whatsoever. Now, he's going to be sued for wrongful death. And you can look at this 2 ways. You could say that his cheating and her discovering all these naked pictures of herself on the internet were basically like an intentional infliction of emotional distress by him knowingly and willingly putting naked pictures of her, which I just discovered yesterday, onto the internet without her knowledge. Oh, wow. All of that can prove a wrongful death claim, even if she had committed suicide, which we know she did not. So he's going to lose a wrongful death claim regardless. He's going to lose the truck, the Kubota, all the possessions in a house, and the claim to the money. That stuff's going to be tied up. He's not going to be able to get it. Those things are going to be liened. He's going to have that stuff disappear. And by the way, the truck can be tracked. I don't know if the Rabbit realizes this, but all vehicles these days are being tracked. And that vehicle, that Ford Ranger, is no exception. So if Rabbit, and this is coming straight from the father, if Rabbit would like to avoid a wrongful death lawsuit and a judgment of possibly $1 million in excess of the claim to the money, the $150,000 in the Morgan Stanley account, which he tried to access again on Monday by email, signing an email, the White Rabbit, as if a financial institution is going to take an email from some nut job calling himself the White Rabbit seriously. The money is never coming out of there. If he signs away any claim to the money, the Ford Ranger, the Kubota, trailer, and any other assets that she has at that property, and takes his shitty-ass Mercedes-Benz station wagon, packs it up with his dirty, nasty bunny suit, and leaves peacefully, the wrongful death lawsuit will not continue. He will not go to court 1 million times. He will not be deposed. By the way, there is this principle where you could take a fact that was established in one area and you can use it in another area. So if a fact is discovered in a civil trial through deposition of witnesses, which everybody involved, including Carney, is going to be yoked in there on a body attachment and deposed. So what's going to happen is if you say a fact in one case, that fact can be used in another case, say a criminal prosecution. So all I can say is, Rabbit, if you're listening, you stupid motherfucker who killed Andrea for no reason. Excuse me.
Well, thank you for the update.
Hold on a second. No the worries. update is not that I'm choking.
Well, no.
Although I am.
Yeah, well,
if you leave her assets that you wrongfully acquired through her death, you will not be sued. If you want to arrange that, you have the lawyer's email address. So does your lawyer. So everyone knows who to get in contact with, and possibly you could get 3 months, stay in that house, turn over her assets, release everything for the kids. So the kids, which are her rightful next of kin, takes the money, takes the truck, takes the Kubota. You get your Mercedes Benz, and the Matthews family stops all civil legal action against you. And then all you have to do is deal with the cops whenever they catch your ass. But the bottom line is, if you are in discovery in a civil case and you're admitting to criminal acts, what will happen is that can then be used against you in a criminal case. So if you want the best chance of getting away with your murder, which we all know that you committed, that would be a smart thing to do. Why don't you ask your attorney about that legal theory? Okay. So information from one case can be used in another one. That's the way it works. So anyhow, let's see here. That would be collateral estoppel, judicial estoppel, I forget. Long story short, you don't want facts getting out that you don't want getting out, Rabbit. We all know you did it. Right now, you got suffering family members. You also have to give up the ashes. That's a big thing. The ashes stay in the urn that you begged, borrowed, and stole money to acquire. The pretty lion one, that's coming. Okay. And I don't think you realize this, but you know, Mr. Matthews may be a very civil man and all that, but you took his daughter. I don't think you're comprehending as to exactly what's coming your way, legally and lawfully, of course. There will be a man to speak to you on August the 9th. He's going to come down and have a little chat with you. His name is Tex. Okay. So go ahead and enjoy meeting that guy. I know you're a tough guy when it comes to victimizing women, Rabbit, but you don't do that shit to men. You attack cops who have guns and who are restrained by the Constitution and by the laws, and you attack people you know that they can't attack you back. Apparently, we got a witness that came forward because of the reward. By the way, everyone in town knows that the Rabbit did it. Everyone in town is contacting us, telling us information. Apparently, there was a massage therapist woman who says that you were going around trying to slice tents. Also, Don Carney got kicked out of the camp. Apparently, he pulled a gun on someone at the camp. That's what we've heard. And when they cleaned out Don Carney's area in this tent at this camp, apparently he was shitting and pissing himself in these sleeping bags, and that he had hid several sleeping bags where he had accidents in these sleeping bags, and then he kept them because I guess he was going to clean them or something. I don't really know for sure. But long story short, more information is coming out. You know, like we said, the phone records are back. A lot of information is coming back. We know the full deal about the gun, although we're not going to talk about it. But now it makes more sense. Andrea is trying to protect herself from the attack of the Rabbit. The Rabbit said things like, "Why would I have called her Thursday night to Friday morning when I was laying in bed next to her?" Well, you told everybody that you were sleeping in another bed because of the cheating. You admitted to that. You said, "Oh, I had her make up another bed because of all the things that were going on." No, you were caught cheating and she's kicking your ass out. And you had your buddy, the lieutenant colonel, spend 3 hours on the phone with her the day before her death, trying to convince her not to leave your ass. So all the pieces are coming together super good. This is all about motive, means, and opportunity. So that's where we're at. Is we've got the motive down, we've got the means down, we've got the opportunity ironclad. Any day now, Rabbit. They know where to get you. You're in Andrea's house. You're stealing all her shit. Basically that's about it for the update, guys. People are coming forward. The Rabbit, if he was innocent, wouldn't be going around threatening fact witnesses who are saying, "I saw Rabbit do this, that, and the other. Rabbit appeared to do this, that, or the other." All those statements are just statements of fact. They're not defamation, okay, because they're true and because it's someone's direct firsthand knowledge. It's considered testimony. There is a case. There's actually going to be multiple cases if you don't immediately give up the assets to the children like you're supposed to. And as a result, these people are witnesses. This is a witness tampering issue. You're screwing yourself. And by the way, Rabbit, you're getting ready to get charged, and you know what you're getting ready to get charged for, and you know who's going to file those charges, don't you? You know what you did after Andrea's death, and you kept doing it over and over and over and over again. Crime after crime after crime until you reach felony level. You know exactly what you did, Rabbit, and you're getting charged for that. And I'm waiting until those charges are applied for and they are pending in order to tell everybody on planet Earth what you got charged for. But when everybody hears what you got charged for doing, they'll quickly realize you're nothing but a goddamn thief. You're stealing from a dead woman. You're stealing from a dead woman's family. That's what you are. You're trying to steal the inheritance from these children. You're trying to steal the 150,000 in the Morgan Stanley account. You're trying to steal the Kubota. You're trying to steal the Ford Ranger. That shit ain't yours. It's Andrea's. Andrea's dead. Next of kin, children. By the way, the will. If you compare the signatures, either she changed the way she signed things and omitted parts of her signature, or it was forged and there were fake witnesses and somebody who was a notary acted in bad faith, or it's completely fake. We don't know, but it's going to be contested in court because the signatures don't match. Nothing here is adding up. By the way, Rabbit had a neighbor named Sean that died months ago. He died from like a massive head injury. We're looking into that to see if he was in fact murdered and to see if it's related, because he was close friends with Andrea, and Andrea really liked this neighbor. And everybody knows Rabbit got jealous of the angry vet and freaked out on him a week before Andrea's death. So there's a lot more going on here, guys, but the reward is now $20,000 for information leading to the arrest and conviction of the Rabbit and his co-conspirators, most likely Don Carney. So that's the update we have for you. The Rabbit is a piece of shit. He's getting ready to be homeless here on the 9th. And basically, I hopefully everybody knows not to allow this guy to stay with them at their house. If you're watching this for the first time, don't allow a murderer to come and stay in your yard and camp out. Don't go doing audits with this guy, because he traveled to Florida and did audits with Andy Sheets. I just got off the phone with him. He knows to tell everybody not to allow him there. He went to some guy in South Carolina, did audits with him. That's how he met Andrea, was through the First Amendment community. Anyone that's doing anything related to First Amendment, YouTube, anything, making videos, leave this guy alone. My dad just showed up. I've got my kid downstairs. They're going to go swimming in the pool. Basically, leave this guy alone if you have information that can lead to the arrest and conviction of the Rabbit and the other co-conspirators. Please don't hesitate to email me at Sean, SHAUN, Porter, PORTER, at USA.com. And hopefully we'll get resolution to this. And if we get any updates, obviously I'll get in touch with you guys and I'll hook you up. All right?
Sounds good. Thank you.
Take it easy.
Yeah. Thanks, Sean. Is he gone?
I think so. I'm going to remove him. Um,
Okay.
so me and you again.
That was some action-packed updating right there.
Oh, yeah. And a doozy.
Yeah.
Um,
All kinds
yeah,
of good information.
oh, we got an update too. John Carney deleted his Facebook. Good thing. Good thing. Through important information is archived.
He thinks there's take backsies. I mean, I don't
Yes.
know why Don Carney's so worried if he didn't do anything.
Right.
I don't know why he won't get up on any panels and talk. He was so talkative before.
He was. Where's he at now? Is he's back in Bruce Pines?
I don't know.
Because that's where he said he was going in the call that he called to save Pickla, Alicia.
He called her?
Well, remember in the call we listened to, he was on his way to Spruce Pines.
Oh, yeah,
So
yeah.
he's
Yeah.
saying he was saying basically him and Billy were not together.
Him and Billy were not together?
Right. That's the story they were trying to do. That's the remember. So the two calls, right? Billy called Alicia first, then Hawk called her
Uh huh.
with the second call.
Uh
But
huh.
in the second call, he was saying that he was on his way to Spruce Pines,
Right, right.
which
Yeah, he was
Billy's already
saying that
made it.
then, but I don't know if he's still there because
Right.
um, there was talk of like him going to another state, I think. I'm not really following his whereabouts at all. I mean, I'm not on Facebook, so,
Well, he
but
deleted it. He deleted it, so
yeah,
there's no more.
right. But I don't think he has a lot of options. So I think he's probably still around there. I don't know.
Right.
Did you get the link I sent you?
Oh, that was you that sent something too?
Yeah, I sent you a link to a screen recording of Sean on GS last night. I just made sure yet. I made sure yet.
Yes, I got it.
It's a good recording because we can see the chat at the same time.
No, maybe I didn't get it. Hold on, let me check the text. Text, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Because I'm like, that's me and you. All right. So,
Yeah, I sent it in
yeah, I
text.
got it. I got it.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. Angry Bat, Stephanie Jenks, Alo, Chris Mike, Brooke Cameron, Snarkinsauce, Dub Wubs, Oklahoma
Jethro
Outlaw,
Miller.
Brandon Mitchell, Daisy May, Sam the Man. Yeah, yeah. Loving the support for sure.
Yes, loving.
It's a real tight community, and we come together in time of need.
Hold on. Hopefully, you guys can't hear that right now. But I was hearing it. So
Hearing what?
the video, I had to pause it. Here, let me take
Oh, okay.
that off the screen. We're gonna go this one.
So this video is sponsored by, to be fair,
To be fair.
to be fair.
All right. Well, let's go. You ready?
I'm
Um,
ready.
I
Good.
doubt that they're all co-conspirators, but the fact that Billy was grinning ear to ear like that less than 24 hours after his wife's demise is crazy. There's also one other
Well,
person. I believe you know this gentleman. There's questions that are raised. There's a 3-hour phone call
mhm.
between this gentleman and Andrea the day before
Talking about
she
Joe Cool.
died, and then after she died, this guy picked up the hawk and rabbit and got them 2 hotel rooms, paid for it. I don't know who this guy is, but it's someone that's being looked at right now. The lieutenant
Okay.
colonel, I don't know his actual
Yeah.
name.
I interviewed him. If you go to in my video section, it's pretty low down there on the videos. It was about 7 months ago.
Okay.
There's like 4 interviews on there. 2 of them are with one's with Miss Angela, his wife, and then he was doing something, and I interviewed him. It's a lieutenant colonel. He's a retired Army Ranger. Pretty highly decorated, upstanding, respectable man, from my understanding, a very Christian man.
Yep.
I get that, from my understanding. And that's what I know about him. In all my interactions with him, he's a very upright man. Again, I've been fooled by quite a few people, Chris Ryder for one. But so back to him smiling ear to ear. I mean, granted, I don't know that I could leave my house in that situation.
Yeah.
And I would hope that if I were and I'm not saying this is the case. I'm not even saying he's not even had this conversation with me about this. I don't know the ins and outs of it. I kind of don't want to know because I think most of us probably experienced enough shit in our own lives. We don't need other people's traumas scarring our minds either. But if he did not do this thing, and in fact, she did take her life, and he didn't, let's just say, if he didn't indeed, in fact, love this woman and lost her. And would it be better for him to be sitting in a dark room contemplating life or not wanting to live? Or would it be better if he surrounded himself with by people that would want to buoy him and not watch him sink to the depths of this despair and depression? I'm just saying,
I
if
hear you.
maximum charitable.
Well, let me
let me finish my point. If
Sure.
I were in the same situation, I would hope that.
So that's the arm dealer you were talking about, right?
Yeah, they're talking about retired Lieutenant Colonel Mark Owens, and GS pointed the way into his live streams. He said 7 months ago there were 4 different videos, I believe. I think after this is done, we'll go back and we'll go explore that, because this guy is really piquing my interest. He had a 3-hour phone call with Andrea the day before she died, and he apparently, according to Sean just now, was trying to talk line one out of leaving the rabbit, and then the next day she's dead, right?
Right. Hmm. Makes you wonder, huh?
Yeah, it does.
There would be people around me enough that would love me to understand and recognize that it might not be good for me to be alone right now.
Well, let me blurt this information out, because I was in bed and I was listening to you, and you said, anyone wants to come out, come on, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, all right, I'm just going to blurt out all the information I got today. Okay, so besides all that, the neighbor that Andrea was really fond of, a gentleman named Sean that was the same age as Andrea, he died suspiciously of severe head trauma months prior to Andrea's demise. This is the neighbor who lives directly next to Andrea. It's unsolved. And it's my understanding that the requests have been made for the records. The Detective Ashley Beam was, this was discussed with him this morning in regards to investigating what's going on here. You've got these 2 deaths right next to each other, next door neighbors. What exactly is going on, what happened in both of them. So that is being looked at right now. I'm not making any speculation on it, because I'm not even in North Carolina. So that's one situation. There are now 2 protective orders against Billy. And I believe there was a third one that was allegedly served on the 24th of May, but I don't know what that one was about. And the sheriffs never disclosed any information about that when asked for. So there's between 2 and 3 protective orders currently against Billy. And 2 of them are from witnesses that came forward and gave statements to police. So that's in relation to all the threats from Billy.
If I may, I know you probably want to get back to bed, but I would like to ask some questions. No, you're doing fine. You listen. I just want the truth. That's it. That's all I'm interested in. I did listen to was that a clip, or was that the whole message of the voicemail that Billy sent to Alicia that night?
I think that was the whole thing.
It was just
that was a voicemail.
Mm-hmm.
The one about God is watching you, so you better watch your back, Alicia, or whatever the heck it was.
Right.
Yeah.
So I want to know if that was just clipped, or was that the entirety of that? And was there any?
I believe that was a whole voicemail wave file.
Now, I will say, I think I said it when I heard it. Not a good look. Not something I probably would have done. But then again, if I can't imagine if my wife did something and then people were accusing me of it and it had nothing to do with it, I probably wouldn't be feeling like I want to play patty cake with people.
So the reason why I just wanted to bring up the reason why there are questions about the lieutenant colonel, maybe he knows more than he's leading on to, is simply because he gave contradictory statements to Andrea's father, and he was talking about the Lord, and he admitted he only found God like a year ago, and so there were a lot of statements that didn't make sense in regards to him and Andrea's conversation, and the fact that he picked up Billy the night that this happened and got him the 2 hotel rooms.
Right.
But again, I don't know the guy, so I'm not talking about it. I know Andrea and I know Billy, but I don't know this individual like that.
So
As,
good. Well, I'll fill you in a little bit of the lore.
Sure.
Again, and if you peruse those videos, that'll kind of give you a little bit more of information about the guy. They have a house in Florida, and then they have a house in that spot in North Carolina. They actually got hit really bad in both areas. They were in Florida at the time that this happened and came back to their lives basically being just the whole mountain rerouted their lives, like it did a lot of people. I was doing an interview with not a lot of people, but I did like 4 or 5 different interviews while I was up there. That was my purpose to be up there, was to try to get people's stories of their experiences, and other people were up there to help and do other things. That's what the purpose of it was meant to be. So I did do the interview with him. I find the man to be very credible, very genuine, not a man that I would trifle with, but a very kind man. So Rabbit and Lion were both, or Andrea and Billy were both there the day that we went up there, because he showed us where they lived and said, I want to introduce you to this guy. And so we got to hear their story, and I got to interview him because he knows I do that on my channel. Matter of fact, Rabbit was trying to reach out to you to see if you would come on a high noon with me and I could interview you. And because I watched a lot of your videos, thumbs up, left a lot of, you actually responded to quite a few of my comments at one point in time, before you lost your channel.
By the way, there's I sued them last Friday.
Yeah, I heard that you're suing Google. And but again, I'm not trying to make this about me. I'm letting you know, I don't know this man intimately. I'm not super connected with him, but just from the surface, he seemed like a pretty upstanding dude.
Cool.
I do have his phone number. I have been in communication with him to let him know that there are some people that misrepresenting him as being the sheriff from Mitchell County, which
we thought
he
was a police officer because of the name Lieutenant Colonel. Because there's a lieutenant colonel from Richmond, Virginia, that dealt with Billy and Ron Benghazi. And so we thought that's a rank for a police officer. I don't know anything about cops ranks, and I'm not into like the whole hierarchy of.
Understood.
Yeah,
Understood.
it doesn't.
But he's a lieutenant colonel, a retired ranger from the United States Army.
Cool.
Yeah, so he's legit. He's like the real deal.
Sweet.
And
I do.
Go ahead.
I do got to say, but if you sit back and watch this as an outsider without knowing anything about Rabbit or Lion, when you come on, Porter, and what you say, you sound very genuine and very truthful. But then as soon as like,
All right, so that is Mars Life, I think, right? Or is that there's somebody else
Yes.
in their chat?
Wait,
Who's that other
up
guy?
there on the screen? Hold on, let's see. The other one is Kill
Oh,
Killamo.
Killa.
Killamo.
Yeah, okay. Right. Mars Life is in there too, though. But
Yes, he's at the top.
yeah, okay. But notice how GS is so enamored by titles, right? And this Mark Owens is a retired lieutenant colonel, and so instantly he's the real deal. You know, because he's got that title.
Mhm.
He's very impressed by titles.
Right. Okay. Interesting. This is a lot.
Yeah. Note GS is being very conciliatory here for one thing. Okay. Very agreeable. I mean, he changed his entire attitude and shit. He really has. You know, questioning Rabbit's testimony, and he says that he didn't like that he threatened save Piqua. Um, I think, well, I don't know if it's in this part of the recording or if it was before this or not, but at one point he does address his past comments to save Piqua, actually. GS does.
Oh, oh.
So,
Uh, Biscuit and Groovy said Mitch is hanging out with Todd. Interesting.
well, Mitch will go anywhere where he can continue this age old gripe that he is claiming to have and stuff that nobody's ever fucking cared about. Right. And GS, okay, he was paying attention to that Paula enslaved stream and he noticed Mitch in there, and Mitch was saying that he knew Lion One for 7 years and she wasn't the angel everybody's trying to portray her to be. And
Mm-hmm.
GS keeps asking, like, why is nobody grasping at that thread? Right. Well, because they fucking know Mars life. That's why. Right. They know his dumb bullshit. But GS doesn't know anything about anyone. Right. And so he doesn't know what we know, right? That Mars Life is peddling the same old and crusty, tired, fucking stale story that nobody's ever believed because it just doesn't line up.
Okay.
Right. And he doesn't like San Joaquin, and he doesn't like Eric Brandt. Right. And these are age old things, age old gripes with him. Right. He's in Denver. I mean, I forgot about him. Nobody even knows about him. Like, he's just, I mean, nobody cares about Mars Life. Right. So when I was in Denver and I was like, oh, there was the four enemies, like, I didn't list Mars Life because nobody fucking cares about Mars Life. He's irrelevant. Uh, but GS is entertaining it, but I think even he can tell that this guy, um, he does kind of seem to know a lot, but he knows very little at the same time.
Gotcha. Yeah.
But it's the same tired story, and he tried to peddle that story with Direct D, right? When Direct D, got caught hiding behind the screen door after leaving the closet, and then that all blew up, right? And then Direct D tried to get Mars Life. Well, he did get Mars Life on like his live panels and stuff, and um, he was breathing fresh life in that tired old story, but it didn't work. You don't remember that?
No, I don't think
Okay.
I've seen that one. I really don't watch his stuff.
Yeah, I don't either. But
But yeah,
um,
so I know. I mean, if nobody sent it to me, I ain't watched it. So
right, right. Well, I mean, at the time when that was going on, obviously, if you try and attack San Joaquin, it's going to get my attention for a minute.
right,
I'm
right.
going to hear, but I'm not going to like stay watching day in and day out or anything like that. But I'm going to go see what is being said, and determine whether or not it needs a response or not. And it didn't, because San Joaquin, everybody knows San Joaquin, right, and how he is, and Mars Life story just doesn't add up. He's like trying to paint San Joaquin to be some sort of fucking uh, just underhanded, devious uh, character, and that doesn't line up with everybody's um, experience with him,
Right. Bridge
right?
burners. Because that's what Stephanie said. He's a bridge burner.
Mars Life,
Oh, well,
yeah.
no, she said GS, but Mars
Oh,
Light's pretty
GS,
much
yeah, GS is
bridge
a bridge
burner too.
burner, yeah, yeah, for sure.
Well, quite a few of them are bridge burners, really. Because, I mean, yeah.
He does
They're
get
all,
pissy, and then he just like says a bunch of shit, and then that does tend to burn bridges. Yeah, he regrets it later.
well, because now,
Like
like
with,
before, he was all fighting for Billy, and now all of a sudden, now he wants to be, oh, I want to know about this call. Well, you didn't know about the call? This is the
right,
stuff he should have been asking Billy. Like, you had information, you had a chance to interrogate Billy, but you wanted to yell at Sean Porter. You wanted to go off on Sean Porter. Why are you smiling and all that stuff in that live? Well, he should have been asking Billy the whole time he had a chance to have Billy on his channel. I mean, even Gregory's called Billy and GS to come over and talk to him, and neither one has showed up
Right.
to get on the
Right.
panel to talk. Where we have questions. Yeah, you don't have to answer the questions. Everybody knows that you don't have to answer questions. We know that.
Well, GS does have information about this. I mean, if he would have cooperated, it would have been a lot easier, you know. But it turns out he knows the retired corn colonel, Mark Owens. He's got 4 videos with him, and it's like we got to get a can opener to get this information
Right.
from, you know.
Well, I agree with Angry Vet.
What do you say?
He's trying to save face.
He's trying to save face.
He's trying to save face.
They brought up the angry vet on this. What did they say about the angry vet? Or
Uh,
Sean Porter brought up the angry vet and said everybody knows that Billy picked a fight with the angry vet like a week before her death.
right, right. Yep, that's what he said.
I'd like to
Exactly.
hear that story from the angry vet. What about you?
I mean, if he wants to come up, come on up.
Let me
Let's
see.
talk
Let me
about
send him a. Let me send him a link. Hold on.
it. And Rabbit and Don were in GS's chat last night. Well, Sean was up there.
If he's in the chat, yeah. Let me. I'd love to hear that story. He might have told it already, but I didn't catch it. So I just sent him a link.
Okay. Yeah, if he wants to come up, come on up.
Yeah. There's quite a few tidbits in this. If you're paying attention to the chat too, then you see the little engine that couldn't is up in there. Uh, Katie Z is up in there, and GS says that Katie Z doesn't even think that she should have the right to vote,
Oh wow.
and that he would never submit to a woman, but she's totally the boss of that crew.
Oh, it's
GS and Kate,
absolutely wow.
huh?
Um, no, no, I'm reading Ronnie's message. He said it was absolutely wild. The shit that comes out of Todd's mouth, absolutely beyond fucking wild.
Right,
In this live stream that we're playing.
right.
And the angry vet said it wasn't a new fight.
Well, whatever it was, I sent him a link. If he'd come up and tell us about what Sean was talking about there, if he knows. But either way, you want to hear some more?
Sure.
The union or whatever the fuck they're calling themselves start going on this whole rant, and now they're trying to tie people that live in Arizona with it and fucking Colorado with it. Now it takes all the credibility that you have with your words, and it just makes them turn to shit because like you're trying to make a lady's death, whether it was self-inflicted or somebody did it,
You want
but
the
you're
truth.
just trying to spread the facts, and now they're making a mockery of it by making like this whole obscene conspiracy theory where everybody they don't like, they're trying to link together. It's just asinine.
I did want to blurt out some information before I forget it. According to
Sure, go ahead.
police,
I won't interrupt you. Go ahead.
Billy moved the body. Billy cleaned the gun. Billy threw the cops out.
Did he clear it or clean it?
No, he cleaned the gun off. Clean.
No, that's what the pizza chick claimed that he said.
No,
but
that's what the
clear
sheriff.
and clean are
That's
two
what the,
different things.
no, the sheriff's the one that's telling us that.
Okay, Roger.
Yeah. So if there's any issues with that, you can talk to Detective Ashley.
See how he just tries to dismiss Erica as the pizza chick?
Yes.
He has this animosity towards women just oozing out of his pores.
He doesn't like females very well, does he?
No, it's very obvious. I mean, I don't know, but she had very credible testimony and was convincing to a lot of folks, right? Her story was very powerful, and she came across as genuine and sincere and honest. And then Billy went and threatened her. And Teresa Miller from West Virginia is calling her work and threatening her. Right?
Oh,
She's on GS's chat in here right now, saying shit. In fact, oh, actually, I can't send you that picture right now, but there was a screenshot from last night's stream that I took of her saying something. I forget what she said, but I can't send you that. It's on the phone that I'm streaming with. But I don't know who or why she's trying to get all up in this like she is, but she is in fact doing that. And then Renee White, who is Mountain Mama, she
hmm
is really stepping over the line. She needs to stop doing what she's doing completely. Like no more of that shit. We might get to what she's doing soon, but she I can't even
so
believe what she fucking did.
oh wow. Well, yeah, we're gonna have to find that too, huh? Um, Stephanie said, "Tell you that Chris has the details about Teresa Miller."
Okay, all right. Was once Stephanie let me know that she was in GS's stream. I noticed her right away. She comments a lot, has a lot to say, and is really taking in a stance. And I don't know why she's so opinionated on this. You know, she seems to have an interest in it. I don't know.
Very, very much so. Yeah, big time.
Right. And Renee White, Mountain Mama, man. I mean, it seemed like she had kind of disappeared and backed off because I hadn't heard her saying anything on YouTube, but nope, nope. She's actively involved in this still.
Well, yeah, remember she helped clean up.
Yeah, that was then, but that was before this went public on YouTube. But now, even in the past few days, she did one thing in particular that got my attention that I just cannot believe she fucking would do it. The nerve. Um, but she did do it. We'll talk about it soon.
Okay, thanks, Big Mike.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
But
let's. Well,
I can
it's
say
it's coming out, people.
she's more involved than I had.
Well,
I mean,
that's what I was trying to say.
I suspected her from the beginning. I think a lot of
Right.
people suspected her, right? Like Bao, and I mean that first live stream that she did with GS, she knew all the lore. She knew it already
She knew it.
on
Yes, and
the
she was
day
spilling it.
after. Yeah, and she
Mhm.
already knows like the entire narrative, all the talking points.
She wanted to
And
go home. She said she wanted to go home. I talked to my boss about this, and I told her, I said, so when somebody says they want to go home, does that mean they want to go to heaven, or does that mean they want to go home where they grew up with their families?
she said that, but she not in a suicidal way. But yeah, she
Exactly.
said that just like at the end of a long day. Like, oh, I'm ready to go home and be pain free. Right? She was in pain. She had fibromyalgia. She didn't
Right.
complain about it. Okay, it wasn't something she talked about. She had a smile all the time. Um, I mean, that's just a Gemini thing. Geminis don't talk about problems. They talk about what's good. They focus on what they can do, not what they can't do, and they just don't dwell on things like that. And yeah, she was in pain, but she overcame it every day. But yes, everybody that knew her was aware of that. But Billy was trying to imply that he was having to like take care of her or something. I mean, he actually said that he was carrying. What did he say? I forget, but saying that like he has to take care of her at his age and shit. He didn't have to take care
Right,
of her. I mean,
right.
she did everything.
Like she was 80 or something, and he made a cougar, but that she wasn't a cougar. Like he sought her out. I'm sure she didn't seek him out, because wasn't she with
According to Sean
HBR?
Porter, she went looking for him. I mean, I would believe that she went looking for him because, I mean, she was a chooser. She decided who she wanted to be with, and she probably did go looking for him, right? And Sean Porter said that she went and met up with him with Ron Benghazi in Virginia, right?
Okay,
So I believe that. I don't think that. I mean, she didn't let somebody just come to her and choose her. She chose, you know.
great. She chose, yeah.
And
I mean, she's an
yeah,
adult to choose.
she knew who she wanted or whatever. He piqued her interest at the time. He was interesting. I mean, I can just guarantee those things because Gemini, that's what Gemini's like, right? And if
Right.
somebody's interesting, um, they're gonna like that, you know.
So
Um,
okay, well then that's the question. Because see, even I had the question, but the angry vet asked. So she left HPR for him, right? Or was they already broken apart?
it happened pretty fast. I wasn't there, but my understanding has always been that he kind of got in between. Uh,
Their relationship.
yeah, I mean, they were together. Like, I don't know if they met.
So it
They
wasn't
were
like she was
good.
seeking a relationship with the rabbit or Billy, whatever you want to call him. She wasn't seeking a relationship because she was already in a relationship, kind of, sort of, maybe fading out or whatever the hell it was. Because we weren't there, we don't know, we don't. I mean, really, we don't care. But it's a question that we want, kind of an answer to that we know we're probably never going to get an answer to because she's not here to tell us.
Right, right. I mean, I I can only speculate, just from a Gemini standpoint, and what I always thought kind of happened, and it's just a guess, right? Kind of, because I didn't pry for details, but um, I think what happened is that well, Gemini's like to flirt, okay, and they're very flirtatious. It doesn't really mean anything because unless you can hold a conversation with a Gemini for hours, you're not going to get their attention in their interest. They're not going to really think you're that interesting. But like some flirting, um, is fun, and they like to do that. And she was probably flirtatious with Benghazi Rabbit, and then he, and then HPR probably saw that, and maybe there was a little jealousy, right? And I'm just guessing. I'm not saying that, but
Right.
if a Gemini senses any jealousy at all, they're going to take that as a loss of trust, and they're going to think that their partner doesn't trust them anymore, and they're going to move on, and
Right.
so
So okay.
right, that's just Geminis don't like that at all. Like if their partner thinks that they're doing something wrong, they're like, well, then you don't trust me anymore,
Got
that's
it.
usually the end of a relationship for a Gemini. Or if they catch them doing something like cheating or something like that, right? which wasn't the case with HPR, right? Because I do know for a fact that whatever happened between them, it was mutual. Nobody was mad at each other in the end. Both of them, continued to talk, and they really care for each other, right? So that never changed. That was important to me at the time. If one of them had done something to the other that was like horrific, you see what I'm saying? But that didn't happen, right?
Right.
So they left on good terms at the end of the
Right. When
day.
she was leaving.
Well, she didn't leave.
She
Oh,
found
I mean
cheating stuff.
HPR. HPR,
No, I'm talking about Billy now.
yeah, okay.
Right. Right.
Billy,
Yeah, I'm
yeah.
talking about
Well,
Billy
I
and
mean,
how
she's
she.
not going to leave her. She's not going to like that idea of leaving her own house to Billy. Like, who would like that idea? Nobody is going to like that idea, right? That's going to
Right.
leave a bad taste in
She shouldn't
anybody's
have to
mouth,
leave her own house though. Hold on,
right?
I
See
think
what
if
I'm saying?
oh
Like,
no, we're
that's
still
the
there.
anybody that thinks that they own a house, right? That's their place. You see what I'm saying? Right. And to just walk away is hard
Right.
for persons when they think they own a house, right? Um,
Right.
and even though she didn't care about things, but still she does care about how others see her, right? And if she's got to run away from her own house, that seems, I mean, it's a lot of drama.
Right. It is. That is the. I mean, all this is drama, really.
Well, now it's murder, but before she
Well,
was
yeah.
murdered,
True.
okay, it just seems like drama. Right. So if she's calling somebody, asking for a ride or whatever, it sounds like drama.
Right.
Right. There's no
Right.
murder. Not yet.
Not yet. Right.
Yeah. And I mean, Geminis are always drama their whole life and stuff. So it's not going to be the first time, I can guarantee that as a Gemini, that she was with somebody and then it ends and then it's big drama and she's calling all her friends, telling them about it. You know what I'm saying? Because there's always drama with Gemini, especially when
Right.
things end. It's like big, huge fucking drama.
Oh well, don't tell me that. Oh, but okay. Thanks for
Don't tell you
telling me that.
that. I'm talking about in a relationship.
Yeah. Well.
Geminis it's always drama because they don't just leave unless there's something huge that happened. It has to be like this huge story.
Right.
Geminis like to be interesting. But I guess Tab doesn't want to share his story.
Said he can't right now.
Oh,
He said it
poor
a while
Tab.
back.
Is busy. Okay. All right. Well, let's continue on the video then. While
Definitely.
Tab is hiding from the panel.
He's great. He's in the chat though.
Beam, who is
Uh,
working this case as recently as this morning. That's who we're in contact with, and that's where my information is coming secondhand from the father who's dealing with the detective. This is not a done deal. There's no closed investigation here. Billy's not getting the money. He's not ever going to see it. The lawyers are on Billy. Billy's going to get a wrongful death suit to enjoin him from. They're going to be able to take the truck back, the camper back. The house is getting ready to be sold. All the possessions. He's not going to be able to profit one bit. There's not going to be one item that he didn't have before he married or met Andrea that he's going to be able to take from her, from the estate, and from the family. The way they're filing this is they're going to protect all the assets so that it can be subject to the ongoing civil litigation and not have to be dispersed. The trailer's not going to be getting sold in the meantime. The vehicle is not going to be, getting, put in Billy's name and then sold off for money or what have you. That is not going to be allowed to occur. So that's what's going on right now. There's a private investigator who is going to go on the 9th, which is the day he's supposed to be out, and have a little chat with Billy in person and survey everything and document everything as he's leaving, if he doesn't get out sooner, that is. And then by the 10th, they take possession of everything, and it's all going, it's all going bye-bye.
So I guess that, I mean, Ellie Mae Clampett makes an interesting point, and I keep saying this, even if
Ellie
he's getting
Mae.
like, yeah, Ellie Mae, Ellie Mae Clampett says, sheriff tells this stuff and it's an open investigation. Amazing. It does make it kind of hard to, usually, I mean, they don't really divulge this, not even to family members. And the fact that, I don't know if the sheriff would really be liking it if the family member was putting it on blast.
The sheriff is watching all of this, by the way. Every bit of it. They have all of it. Billy's 2 interviews with you, they have it.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, Jesus Christ. I mean, the reaction they had to the second interview or the second podcast where he was screaming at me, the sheriffs, they got it. They had the same reaction a lot of other people had that saw it. A lot of people that watched that podcast, whether you agree or disagree, said, Porter didn't convince me that.
Yeah. So Sean's saying that the sheriff is watching all our videos. Did you hear that? Hello?
Well, okay, say it
Hello?
again. I didn't
Are
know I
you
was
there?
muted.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm here.
Sean said
Muted.
that the sheriff is watching all of our videos.
Right. Oh, okay. So, well, maybe he's sending it to him.
I don't know if he's sending it to him, but he's saying that the sheriff is watching all of our videos. If the actual sheriff is watching all of our videos, there better be zero fucking crime other than this going on. Like, he should have, I mean, Ashley Beam, the lead detail, the sheriff should not be on this at all. If he's sitting in his office watching our videos and shit on tax dollars.
Yeah. That's what Dick Tracy was doing.
Oh, Dick Tracy. Oh, yeah.
I mean, he was watching our videos, right? So
Yeah.
obviously they have a team to do it. So they're paying somebody to watch it.
It's a maze. It's a maze. We've sucked the government into the maze and shit.
And I'm pretty sure they're probably watching the ones. Yeah. Oh, he said so. Tab the angry vet said that Sean Porter said he's watching GS's lives because GS has Billy on them.
Oh,
But then again,
Angry Vet thinks he was specifying GS's lives? I don't think so. Let's back
well, I
up and see.
mean, okay,
Let's back
well,
up and see.
was it like just hair? Because I don't want to.
Like 30 seconds before.
He killed Andrea. Billy convinced me. They have it.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, Jesus Christ. I mean, the
Oh,
reaction
no,
they
back
had to the
up a little
second
bit longer,
interview
like
or the
20
second
more seconds.
podcast where he was screaming at me, the sheriff is watching all of this, by the way. Every bit of it. They have all of it. Billy's 2 interviews with you, they have it.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, Jesus Christ. I mean, the reaction they had to the second interview or the second podcast where.
So most likely it is GS.
He is pointing out those 2 testimonies, right? I guess the sheriffs do find that compelling, which I would too. Yeah,
Right,
getting
because
Billy
he
in there to run his
Billy,
mouth.
yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, the best testimony we can get is testimony from Billy. He's already said so much. I mean, his best option now is to come clear up the discrepancies, I would think, because there's so many that he just needs to sit down and, take a breath and we'll figure this out. It's not like we're going to jump him or anything.
Right.
We could talk about it.
Exactly.
There's a lot of options. I mean, he could get on Rogue Nation. He could get on John Filax. He could get on Bow. He
Yep.
could get on Reluctant Prophet.
Gregory's, because Gregory keeps calling him out.
Gregory, Westside, Cliff. Uh,
But what I don't get is what they ever do with those 3 dozen of eggs.
oh, I'm sure. I don't know. Well, she would feed her dogs eggs. She would make eggs every day for her dogs.
But how can she do it if he saw a premonition and he went and got these 3 dozen eggs? So why would he still go get 3 dozen eggs if he knew, like I mean, I know it's a plan because it was their routine. It was maybe their routine to feed the dog the eggs, so he got 3 dozen eggs. Well, why is this a big detail he had to spin the narrative?
Right. He made sure to go get the eggs, even though he was planning on killing her, and he was never going to cook the eggs for the dogs. There's no fucking way he's cooking eggs for those dogs every day. I guarantee it.
No, the dogs are eating pizza now.
Who knows what they're eating or if they're eating? I have no idea.
Well, I mean, I think they're eating pizza because that's what he eats. Remember, that's all he eats.
Yeah, that's all he eats.
Unless he's eating the dog food now that he got that they stole from that too, right?
I really don't know what conditions they're they're in. I am kind of worried about the dogs because he might take this out on the dogs. Might blame, like everything. He's a victim, everything is happening to him according to
Right,
his narrative.
right.
Andrea left him wrong.
She was planning on leaving him. Not the way she was planning on leaving, but she was planning on leaving him.
Right.
She was going back to Ohio.
Uh, yeah, I think long term she might have been interested in doing that. That wasn't going to happen overnight. Okay,
Things
she
look
had
things
some interest, some interest in actually getting that house sold and getting a new property. But when I say some, I mean very, very small interest, like just starting out in the talking process of doing such a thing, because selling a house is a thing. I don't know if anybody knows that, but um, and then buying a new house, right, is also a thing.
right.
You just don't do it overnight, right? And
It'll
especially when
never be
there's a
overnight.
trust involved, right, and
Right,
things like that. And you have to get consensus, and everybody has to be on the same page and in agreement. So it wasn't
right.
going to just happen overnight, based on a whim,
I
right?
mean, well,
But
that yeah.
short
I mean, that's
term,
like
she
their
might have,
patience for that.
yeah, short term, she might have been trying to get out of there, which would have been, nice, obviously, if she could have been out of there. I mean, the plan
Right,
with me was always for her to be in Denver that weekend, right? She was
right,
supposed to be in Denver. That when we talked, her and I, that was a chance for Benghazi Rabbit to meet us on get a new chance and under different circumstances, and instead he mysteriously has to work slash cheat that weekend, so she can't go to Denver, and then she's killed, and Johnny Bravo is kidnapped, and there's a coordinated attack coming from AFA's camp at the exact same time. So he had prior knowledge of Denver and its importance. Um, and it seems like he tried to stop that by picking that weekend. I don't know because he didn't work. So I don't know what he's talking about.
I don't know. Maybe we have to get them to
That
come
was
up,
just
or maybe we have
that
to.
was just a scam to go cheat right out of town.
Right. Right, but then that'd be the thing too. That if she was gonna be in Colorado, then why would he let her? I mean, not that she needed him to let her go, but obviously it was maybe a control thing that he didn't want her to go.
Well, he said that her suicide had been in the planning since November.
Right,
That's an interesting time because I'm pretty sure that's when we had that conversation. Lion One and I was about that time because it was in when I was in Arizona and I was sitting on that rock. The rock I'm talking. Well, you've never been to that spot, but over the aqueduct and across the railroad tracks, and then that's where those trees are, west side.
right,
And I
right,
was sitting out there, and I talked to Lion One for like 3.5 hours. And we hadn't really talked on the phone ever in our history because I didn't have a phone number until just a couple months before that. And so, our normal thing was to talk via text and everything, but once we started talking, then we were going to continue to start talking. And when the last week before she died, we were talking every day. So you know, there was a good chance that we were going to continue talking pretty much every day. You know,
right.
um, I don't. I've always felt like Denver has everything to do with this. Everything.
I mean, after hearing you say, "Oh," I'm trying to even remember what you said because it was, it was just, it. You can feel it in your gut when you said, what was it? I think you said, "Oh, what?" or "Oh no," or "What the fuck?" or I don't even remember what it was, but it was. I mean, I've played so many different things in my head from that morning when you got the text, from Billy saying she was killed or she killed herself, whatever his story was.
Yeah. Yeah, you were there that morning and you were in a different room, but you heard me react to the text, right?
Yeah. So I'm an early riser, and I think you were still asleep, and I was, I think I got in the shower, and I was just replaying what happened with Johnny, and everything. And so then all I hear is you say, "Oh my God, no way," or I don't remember what it was specifically, but it was just like gut wrenching. So I felt it in my stomach. And then when you said it, it was just like, what the fuck? Like what the fuck? Like, what do you mean she's not, she's no, she's gone is what he said. Right? Wasn't that what he said a couple times? Like, she's gone. Like, how is somebody gone? You don't say she's gone. You say she passed away, or like, you don't say she's gone. Who says she's gone?
I'll see what he said. He said, "This is Rabbit letting you know Lion passed away Friday afternoon."
Okay, so he did say passed away. Okay.
And I didn't respond. And then a week later, he says, "Your silence says everything it needs to, disgusting human being." And I said, "User and loser, I know what you did."
Right.
Um, yeah, Brian heard that too.
Right. Right, because I think I asked him. I don't know. I think I asked him for towel or something. We needed something in the toilet in the bathroom. So I was just like, I think that's when he no, that was a different morning. So when he came out and he heard you too. He heard you say, oh my God, what the fuck, or oh my God, like it was your reaction. Your reaction was gut wrenching. So everybody in the household basically got up and was like, what happened? Like what's going on? Like you felt it. I mean, I felt it, something's changed. She's, like the experience, like you don't even know, like what the hell, like what do you mean she's passed away? Like what happened? That's the first question. You're gonna have questions. Your emotions are already high. You're I don't know. Like it was just weird. That day was just weird. And then with the whole attack on that live stream, that was just weird too. I don't even know.
Well,
Like
I remember at the time you were saying that that felt like a setup with those guys and Johnny.
yep, it was a setup. I did feel like it was a setup.
Well, okay, there's a long history in this community of certain folks that like to call the cops and set up other channels, right?
Right.
This isn't breaking news or anything. Some of us remember exactly who the fuck runs those playbooks, right?
Well, when the true colors come out, that's how you know they're tied to them. I mean, I've already been guilty by association, labeled in the guilty by association, but just merely talking to somebody, or continuing, not even just a friendship, just continuing the involvement, or like the companionship, like we said, we're genuine and sincere, right? So we're gonna have that relationship. We want to have that relationship, like,
Yeah, yeah, that's what it's all about, you know? You there?
yeah, yeah. I'm reading. I'm reading. I got
Oh,
distracted.
oh,
I
well, read
didn't
it
put
out
it on
loud.
the screen. I know.
Let's hear it.
I want to read it to myself first.
Okay.
Okay, so Anonymous said, I stopped paying attention to anything Rabbit said a few weeks before. Still giving at Lion One hugs in the chat. Tried for 3 days to find out what the hell happened. Radio silence.
Radio silence, right. He's been trying to peddle the narrative that, oh, you just call him and he'll explain everything. Yeah, right. Um, Nobody ever got a hold of him to explain everything.
Nope.
Nope.
No, but they're singing like they're saying everything. I mean, they're going on the lives. He went on the live and made up this whole narrative that other people have privilege to, because even before he went and spilled all this on GS's live, that night, that it was that night that Sean Porter went up there and he was smiling, right? And he went off. So,
Yeah,
or yeah, it was that one. So then we watched the Mountain Mamas, and the Mountain Mamas was what, I think June 5th, or June or May 30, no, because yeah, May 31st, I think she did hers. So it was a few days, maybe 6 days after Lion had passed. She was saying the narrative, right? And then
yeah,
we get the phone call. The phone call was right after Billy had called Alicia, meaning we have the Don Carney's phone call now that also had part of the narrative.
right.
So there's like little timelines, and the timelines aren't they're starting to add up now, but the way we're getting it half ass, back ass, or whatever you want to call it, ass.
Yeah,
But I mean, it's all coming together, and they were all, oh no, he didn't do it.
yeah. Um, well, GS, I don't recall him saying Billy didn't do it, but he was saying a lot of times that Lion One killed herself or, self deleted or whatever. So that is basically saying he didn't do anything without saying he didn't do
Right,
anything, right?
right.
That was a hell
Saying
of
he
a
didn't do
step to take, right? Once there was
it. Hmm.
opposition. At first, I could see him listening, which some folks were doing, but like Mountain Mama and GS and the Hawk were repeating the lore. Okay, they were
Right.
pitching the narrative. That's
Right.
the talking points, you know, the
Exactly.
same
Right.
phrases. That I find highly suspect. I mean, GS, he can play on the fence all he freaking wants and stuff. I think he's feeling the pressure because he's clearly connected. The five pentagram pictures, um, just the pentagram pictures, GS, JJ, Kfar, Billy, and Michael Kaiser, right? Those are the Pentagon pictures. And then you have the triad, which is Direct D, DMA, and AFA. And then you have my no square. And that is Golda Morticia, Butterfly Boy, DMA, and uh, Reagan Benson. That's my no square. No touching my no square.
All right, let's get back to it because we got a little more to go.
Okay.
I hear it's gonna get good.
He was screaming at me. The sheriffs, they got it. They had the same reaction a lot of other people had that saw it. A lot of people that watched that podcast, whether you agree or disagree, said Porter didn't convince me that he killed Andrea. Billy convinced me that Billy killed Andrea after watching that second episode where he admitted to cheating on his wife and then said, but she was okay with it. And I mean, the whole time, the whole reason she was throwing his ass out and making him sleep in another room and why he was, heading out, she was selling the house and moving to Ohio is because he was caught cheating on her and the whole marriage was a sham. And the handwriting experts are saying that the handwriting on, and this is what's really messed up. They've got a notary, they've got two witnesses, and the notary is an attorney. But the signatures don't match previous signatures that they have from Andrea. So they don't know if it's forged or what is going on, but that's going to be something that's going to be put at issue by the attorneys, as is absolutely everything about this matter is going to be put at issue by the attorneys. Sorry, my son is following me down.
That's okay. If you got to go, you got to go. This won't be the last. Unfortunately, this probably won't be the last. But I do want to know. I do want to know the facts of this case. I'm very much interested in the facts of this case because, especially considering how many times I've been implicated and having some weird part in this. I mean, I've been about as Switzerland as a guy can get. So
listen, you're the guy that sent the truckload of drill bits down there. Okay, we all know about the drill bits, sir.
What the hell?
Quarter-inch shank, some 3/8.
What the hell are you talking about?
It's just
it's a joke.
It's a joke.
Oh yeah, I don't even know. I don't even. Dude, I'm about as vanilla as a dude gets, man. I'm naive as fuck, too, bro. Sorry, pardon my French again, but yeah, you probably get me to believe probably anything. But then I'd have to ask questions, and usually questions get you in trouble with people that got stuff to hide. Yeah, I'm interested in the truth, and I think I've tried to treat you with respect while you're on my platform. I don't care. Listen, a genetic fallacy is to reject information based on the source. It would be foolish of me to ignore you because you're Sean Porter. Therefore, I reject everything that comes out of your mouth. I mean, what if you're trying to save my life by warning me? Hey, the bridge is out up ahead. Oh, it's Sean Porter. I'm not going to listen. Ah, I mean, that's not logical, right? So anyway, long story short, and whatever else you got to say before you head out, that's fine. And maybe Rabbit's not happy the fact that I'm treating you with dignity and respect. I would hope that you would do the same for me, and I tried to do the same for Rabbit. So,
well, Donald Carney's call that happened right after Rabbit's call regarding the death notification to Alicia was played on one of these podcasts, I guess the day before yesterday. And yesterday, Donald Carney deleted like a whole bunch of his videos off of Facebook that were previously up there, basically wiped his social media clean, started fresh immediately after this particular sound clip of him calling and trying to say, I don't think the rabbit would do that, and all this other stuff that was said in that recorded phone call to Alicia. There's a lot of stuff that is similar to that in explosiveness that hasn't come out yet. There's recorded calls between Andrea and Alicia. We have in our own handwriting her talking about the rabbit, the way things were going, the fear of the rabbit. We'll talk more about the gun registration that came back, where the gun was purchased at and all that. But I don't know that I'm clear to talk about that just yet. So I'm just going to shut the fuck up.
Sure. Fair enough. And before I do lose you, listen, I thought it was interesting that, and it made an impact on me, is that I noted, because usually Lion One was in our chat, whether it be Subpar Gaming or on my main channel, she'd come in and say hi and fellowship. We talk about God, different stuff like that. And I didn't see her for like almost a week and a half, almost 2 weeks before this event. So I'm guessing in my mind, if she was reaching out to other people because she was afraid of Rabbit, maybe she thought in her mind that I would take Rabbit's side on any of this, and therefore didn't feel as though I was a safe avenue to reach out. Or is it possible that we would talk and I would hear that she was feeling depressed, and I might encourage her not make a permanent decision about a potentially temporary problem? Like I would try to bulwark her, or maybe she had made up her mind. I don't know. Right now, it feels like a freaking coin toss to me. And like you, if I don't know, I want to kind of keep my mouth shut. But it sounds like you got more information.
Apparently, she told her father that that Billy had put naked pictures of her on sexual fetish sites without her permission or knowledge or consent, and that she was furious about that on a conversation on Tuesday before her death, which was on Friday. So that was something that I didn't hear, that I heard from her father today about these naked pictures. I didn't realize that he had also I saw the naked pictures of him. I didn't see naked pictures of her because she didn't screenshot and send that stuff to me. It was just screenshot naked pictures of him saying he was single and he was looking for a long-term relationship on Tinder, and then the naked pictures on FetLife. It was disgusting. But
I hear you.
I guess that's about it for me right now. I'm too tired. I'm supposed to do another podcast or whatever these are called at 10:10 in the morning tomorrow. Oh, hey, there's the rabbit.
So he had a statement earlier. You said that he didn't call her all night Thursday or something like that. And
the phone records show that the last phone call was from Andrea to Billy at 7:30 on Thursday, and that Billy did not call her back the whole entire time till her death. There were no calls after 7:30 to or from the rabbit, according to her father's statements today from examination of the phone records. They're getting back information from like devices and stuff right now, so that's what they're going through.
So fair enough. But he said,
and again, I want to point out something here. I don't make a dime off this. I'm not charging money for podcasts.
I've already
appearance fee.
Listen, on the record, I asked you, are you going to take a single dime? And you said no.
Zero.
That's good enough
Zero.
for me. So,
Zero.
But he did say that why would he have to? Well, no, this doesn't make sense. He said, why would I have to call her on the phone if I was lying right next to her? But he said that he asked her to make up a different bed because they weren't really getting along.
The whole point about this
doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, no, she made him sleep in the other bed because he was cheating on her, and they were over with. They were done. They were no longer dating.
Right, but no, hold on. I think you misheard me. His response to I don't have to call her because I'm lying right next to her doesn't really jive with the fact that the testimony is that he was sleeping in another room.
You're right.
They weren't getting along. So were you lying next to her, or were you lying in another room?
He was sleeping in another room, so he lied there too. But I also want to point out that he had a premonition. He had to get home by 3 or whatever, and he did not call her, is what the phone records prove.
Can you pause it, Westside?
So he didn't call her. He got 3 done.
Sure can.
Yeah. So did you see GS just pointed out that lie by Billy?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's persuasion right there. We're persuading the shit out of GS and stuff. I mean, it's now a coin toss, ladies and gentlemen. It is now a coin toss. Before it was how dare you question a man that's grieving, a widower that's grieving. Now it's a coin toss. But
Right.
the only thing that was protecting the Mitchell County Sheriff was basically GS's resistance. If he flips on Billy and there's no resistance, then I think everybody turns to the government and is like, why the fuck haven't you arrested this guy?
Right.
I mean, that's how I see it going. Like me, I still will never give a fuck what they have to say and shit. What matters is the court of public opinion, you know, and the people have the power to decide Billy's guilt for themselves.
Right.
Yeah, they don't need daddy government to tell them that he's guilty.
Exactly.
I sure as hell don't. Yeah, just
Well,
like with Kaiser. Kaiser, somebody last night, um, you know, they keep asking me if I believe Kaiser is a murderer. And, you know, when Kaiser confessed that he had taken life, I take Kaiser's word for it, okay? So as soon as the killers confess, I take their word for it. That's enough to convict them in the court of public opinion in as far as I see it.
right. Point blank and period.
Yeah. So what have you thought about this video so far, Westside? Is this the first time you saw it?
Yeah, this is the first time. I mean, like I didn't know even Sean even got on there last night.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And big things happened. Revelations started happening. Wheels started turning in some of the minds of these folks that the wheels don't really turn very fast. But I mean I'm glad to finally see that the wheels are turning a little bit.
Right. Right. Which they do. They need to churn.
They
Hmm.
do. They do. So and just as precautionary measure, I don't know how far into this video you are, but I recorded about 10 minutes after Sean Porter got off. So he, it's about 30-minute video of
Right,
Porter.
and we're at the 20 like 55 mark right now.
Okay, yeah, they do say a couple interesting things after Porter leaves.
Okay, so let's listen.
Dozen eggs, arts and craft materials, dropped the wood chipper off, and went to the post office, and then came in and took a shower, and then he checked on her. He didn't call her, none of that stuff. The phone records prove that they had no communication by telephone other than the attempt to reach him 7:30, which went unanswered apparently by the rabbit, and that was the night before what I believe to be the murder of Andrea by her husband, the rabbit.
Roger. I'm just housekeeping, doing a little bit. Yeah. So Save Peak was saying, listen, I've been very unkind to you. There's something about you I just don't trust, Alicia. I've met a lot of women in my lifetime. Was quite the little Romeo, as it were, and I consider myself a pretty good judge of woman flesh, as it were. There's something about you don't sit right with me in my spirit. That said, I probably don't anticipate I'm going to continue to be kind to you or unkind to you. Either way, you're just not for me, lady. I
I
don't
mean,
trust
she's
you.
not
I
supposed to
think
be
you're
for
sus.
you.
That said, and I'm going to say it while you're in the channel, and I'm going to say it right in front of Sean Porter. I mean what I say, and I say what the fuck I mean. And I don't have a problem standing behind those words. But that said, not my proudest moment ripping into you, lady. I will admit that. Do you have anything else? Because I know you probably got to go, and your son's
Hold on,
probably trying
pause
to
it
get
for
in
just
bed
a
and
second.
stuff like that.
I'm just old and I
Not that I
Hey,
really care too much about what GS says, but I do find it funny the contradictions in what he says, like right away. I'm a man who says what I mean and I mean what I say. And then he's like, it's a coin toss. It's up in the air. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like I'm undecided 1 minute, but then I'm a sure man the next minute. Come on, GS. Oh, and the other thing with I wanted to point to as well that stood out to me after hearing this so many times. It's become clear to me now that the 3 dozen eggs, the stop at what was it? Hobby
Hobby
Lobby.
Lobby.
Hobby Lobby, the wood chipper, right? Those are all the
Right.
concrete portions of the alibi, right? Those are so anytime Billy starts drifting off into the lie, he can come back to those concrete portions of the
Yep.
alibi.
Yep.
So that's what I'm hearing now. I mean, that's becoming more evident to me. If you want to keep playing it, though.
Sure.
Wake up too early. So
I feel you. I feel you.
zombie right now. I am doing that podcast tomorrow at 10 a.m. I think it's on the Vigilance Committee guys channel. I'm not sure.
Cliff Williams. Yep. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, sleep well and like Godspeed, man. Let's
Have a
get
good night, Sean.
Let's
All
get
right, take it easy,
justice,
guys.
however it looks. Let's get it.
Take it easy.
Take care. So Mitch Lovin's probably like, I don't know what the hell this lore is. I don't know if he's following any of this or not, but got a few people that are like, man, Boot Productions said I haven't seen him in a long time. A lot of people saying you're an OG, Mitch. Yeah.
Well, you know what's funny though? Now that Mitch is on your panel, he's going to get connected to this somehow now too. He'll be involved in this big conspiracy to end line just because you know
Well,
we had butt
Mitch.
sex big tits already claimed that.
Hold on, let me pause. Go ahead.
That's what happens. Mitch was running around with DirectD like shortly, like around this time. Mitch kind of ran away after the whole SJVT thing and DirectD thing. Mitch went running around with DirectD and went out recording with him and stuff, right? So, I mean, Mitch is involved, and then he's sharing information about Line One. So, yeah, everybody is involved. Yeah, I'm glad everybody's starting to realize everybody's involved.
You're on their side team or you're not, or you're against them because God forbid you wait for any real facts.
Evidence. Yeah. Do you know anything about any of this, Mitch?
Not really. I remember Sean Porter being the community spokesman for another situation that I don't recall, but
the Governor Holcomb? No. Holcomb?
No. That
What was-
doesn't-
what was
it
Killer?
was
Was it
something with the
Holcomb?
auditing community.
Yeah. But basically, Mitch, so Lion One ended herself, apparently.
Right.
And then
So West Side.
they started
Hold on.
saying, well,
Okay, so
I think Porter said no, she was red rummed. And
if
then
you
the rabbit
can pause
did it.
that.
Now all these people, without really knowing anything, are saying that rabbit fact.
Thank you. So right off the bat, Mitch is starting off out the gate with wrong information because Sean Porter, he may have been like a leader of a movement, but it was kind of his own localized movement. Like Porter's never claimed to be part of like the 1A community. As a matter of fact, he probably thinks like a lot of us are pretty weird and crazy, which is probably true. But I mean, he wasn't really, I don't think, a member of the 1A community as far as like he saw it. I think he's described it to me as he, was kind of just doing his local thing. So this whole 1A community thing is kind of new to Porter. So right off the bat, Mitch is kind of off on his information.
Right. This is interesting.
Really did it. Like they know every part of this investigation, like they're there doing it themselves. So they're taking just third or fourth party hearsay and then saying it as fact. And then if you go, wait, we don't have any real evidence yet. Now all of a sudden,
you're part of the
against
conspiracy.
them. So GS, JJ, KFAR, KDZ, Ruff, Chris, Dendro Metro Audits, and AFA are all part to help end this lady.
He is paying attention.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's
he's been
crazy.
watching.
It's absolutely insane.
He's been watching because he's been watching.
Just big time. Yeah, and look, and he named all the like he just connected it for us.
Right.
What I'm saying, these people, like, I'm glad you don't know about it. I honestly, I'd give you the advice if you're not in, unless you're real bored.
Yeah,
I would just go. I'm out, dude. I'd Pontius Pilate it, wash your hands, and say, "Peace out, guys. I don't want no part of this."
Mitch, with everything you have going on, dude.
Yeah,
like I know how like the loss of your dog and everything hits you hard. just I would get away from this shit and run as far as you fucking can, because now these people will just brutally attack you for no reason.
Yeah, yeah, and that's why I'm not really getting involved with the whole lore. I am interested to see how it all plays out, if I'm being honest. And there's something about the presentation that really rubs me wrong, and I just kind of tune out because it seems sensationalized. There's a lot of opinions that are presented as facts and truth, and it just takes away from the credibility, and I am interested in the truth, whether it's morbid or disgusting or uncomfortable, brutal. You know, it's I do want to know what happened.
Right,
Okay. Well,
right.
no,
There you
I
go,
do
Mitch.
think it's
But
There you
very
go.
funny though how
I'm
So
all
there
keeping
you
it
these.
go. At least Mitch
investigative.
got that right.
Sorry, Killer.
Right.
Good job,
I
Mitch.
mean,
At least he got that right. He just wants to know the truth.
well, isn't that what we all want? Is the truth? We've all
Well,
been
yeah,
asking for the truth. I mean, everybody in the chats asks, "Where's the proof? Where's the truth? What really happened?" And
well,
some go ahead.
yeah, and that's the thing, and that's exactly where we're at. Is that we want the answers, and all we've got is all of the testimony, and then it took a lot of folks coming together to share their testimony for everybody to kind of realize, wow, there's something here. And then when we're looking for the concrete, solid evidence, like a police investigation, a police report, just something. I know they can't release a lot on an active investigation, but at least something. Now that's kind of where it's turning to. It's like, okay, now listen. Now we need to know, why isn't this being investigated like this? Now the tables are turning towards that,
Right,
right?
right,
We're at that stage. We're at that stage where, even the sheriff, if it's true, and I have to believe that it is, that they would want to know if there's a killer in their community. They're watching the live streams that Billy's saying, and then it's flagging them to going, hey, this is sounding crazier and crazier. Each time he tells the alibi story, it gets a little crazier. It gets a little bit more nuanced. It gets a little, more embellished. Um, so yeah, so I'm just, we're at that point. This dam is about to break. You can feel the pressure on the dam. It's like boom. As soon as it breaks, either he's in handcuffs or he's going to be running, or God forbid, there's going to be more victims in his wake. And that's, I think, what the majority of folks are trying to prevent. Some folks may see this as trolling, because we troll each other back and forth. This is a real life murder. Just newsflash. Anybody not paying attention, there's something serious going on here. But yeah, I'm glad Mitch is going for the truth. That's what anybody's going for.
right.
It's all good. I cut you off. But isn't it funny though, Mitch, how all these quote unquote freedom fighters to fight for people's rights by going into all these places and conducting audits are the first ones to start throwing accusations at people without giving them due process. And they believe that they're above the courts and don't talk to the cops, but you have to talk to us because we said so.
Yeah, exactly, and that's the other contradiction that is outstanding to me, is that it's like they're anti-cop and anti-government and whatever. And now all of a sudden they're going to trust the government to sort this out for them.
And
It
then the
seems.
best is
Go ahead. You're muted.
Yeah, well, let me just speak for myself. My problem isn't with the cops in general. It's with the fact that they don't investigate real crimes, and they focus their attention on fake crimes or harassing, collecting, things like that. That's my issue with cops, Mitch. So again, Mitch, you're misunderstanding. The frustration. This is why folks feel frustrated with law enforcement, is if they're not investigating a real murder. Mitch, that's the real thing. Just to clarify for Mitch.
Exactly. So, like, we're not anti police or anti government. We want government to do what they're supposed to do, not make lies, not cheat, not steal, destroy. We need a victim, right? Where's the victim in like BSBT, right? He went to court. Where was the victim? That lady ran his information, found out there was a warrant, right? Take me to your leader.
Yeah.
That video, right?
Yeah, you're
There was a
jaywalking,
victim.
West
Where
Side.
was the
Yeah,
victim?
you're jaywalking, right? Like, where was the victim in your jaywalking? Oh, you were
It
the
was,
victim.
I was the
So for
victim.
your safety, yeah, for your safety, we're not going to hit you with a car, but we're going to extort you at gunpoint and give you a court date.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. Or any of the other things like direct D. Like if I mean, since he was saying I mentioned his name, I'm gonna mention it now. Here I am saying your name, right? And in reference to his lives that he used to do when he used to go out, right? They would always make him the victim, even though he was the victim, or no, they would make him the subject or whatever of the complaint. But he was the victim because that lady put her hands on him that night that I watched it, and that's what kind of like got me a little more into the game because he's out there getting fucking bullied by the cops, right? So how is that like everything this guy just said is a contradiction to everything? Is the opposite of everything we're out here doing. I don't need the government to do shit. I need them to do the job that they need to do. And there's an actual victim, which is line one losing her life.
Yeah. Well, and then I think he's also talking about. I mean, there you could put certain activists in the group of maybe doing some of the things Mitch is saying, but part of the more perfect union is searching for the activists that aren't in it for those reasons, right?
Exactly. Welcome in.
So thank you. I mean, I actually, so Mitch might actually be making a point that I can agree with a little bit. And maybe it's a distinction that Mitch can help us make, but anyways.
Yeah, we'll keep going.
Cliff Williams, he kept saying, "Oh, well, I'm not." He kept acting like it mattered that he kept calling GS a grief grifter because his channel's not monetized. But now he's monetized, and now they're trying to sell memberships to the union, aka his channel, and super chats. And it's all. And then if you look at his chat, 90% of the chat is just them posting everybody else's channel link. And then the pizza girl, she's some freaking card reader bitch, and now she has a YouTube
tarot
channel, and
cards.
they're pushing her channel. So it's like,
Okay, so she already had a channel. That doesn't make sense either. Like now he's just nitpicking.
Nitpicking.
yeah,
We
you
did a
guys cared
thing.
about this.
You should ask Prodded or Troll about that. About nitpicking. Yeah, yeah. And other bugs.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, it's just like an attack on somebody's character, right? Like, oh, he has a shakes. Well, maybe he has Parkinson's or one of the things that he can't control it. Like, why is that something you pick on? That's a medical condition. Like even a military person should know that. Like if you're sold the military and you have your uniform sitting right behind you and you fought for our rights, did you really fight for our rights or was there something else? Was there something else behind that?
Wolverine Transparency says that GS is an ableist. He's an ableist. That's what it is. Yeah.
Okay,
So
so
you
we
got to
just
deal
make
with
an
the
excuse for
subversives and the ableists. You got to pick subversive or ableist, with GS.
it. Interesting.
Yeah.
Lady so much.
But wait,
Wolverine
there's
Transparency nailed it. He nailed it. Boom.
And Mars Life is here. He said he
Uh
can
oh. We're all in trouble. He caught
he
us. Yeah.
can answer
Oh
the
my God.
question.
We were talking about you, bro. Yeah, we were. We were. And before we get to Mars Life, let me tell a quick story real quick about because Wolvie, he said he's an ableist, right? So an ableist. An ableist. He's
And
an ableist. An ableist. Right. Not in ableist. Right. So right. I get it. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, me and Wolfie 2-0 down in Taylor against the prosecutor down there on our police interference police interference charges. So we're 2-0. So the prosecutor is 0-2 to a toothless guy. If I'm counting Wolfie's win, But anyways, nice tidbit for you guys in there, me and Wolfie. Yeah, yeah. But we really do have to end the stream though in just a couple of minutes, right, Westside?
yeah. So I was gonna put in there that he could just go to Gregory's because Gregory wants to go to live right now afterwards.
Or are you talking about McLovin?
Yeah, he's in
Yeah,
the
he
chat.
could go to Gregory's, or he could just fuck up.
Either one of those two, right?
Yeah.
But he really wants to. What was it? I just got here. but happy to clarify my perspective if there's any questions.
Or you could fuck off. But if you want to go over to Gregory's and clarify, uh, that would be fun for everybody, I'm sure.
Great. Right, because we and
Oh,
then
yeah.
I can
In
finish playing
fact, let's
the
make
rest.
it a fucking plan, okay? Let's make it a fucking plan.
Why not?
Yeah. What are we doing? High noon?
I believe so. Yeah.
A photo shootout?
Why not?
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. All right.
I'll have Gregory set it up. He probably already has it, and I'll send you all the information. And then I guess what is it, Mars Life or make Mitch Lovin? As soon as we get it, it'll be up, and you can come right on up
Okay.
because I'm sure Gregory will love to have that over there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Um,
Hmm.
don't forget to fuck a troll in the butt on the way out. Woo woo.
Every day of the week. Yep, full circle.
And tipping it on its side.
Yep.
All right. See you,
And
Gregor. Thank
Justice
you,
for
everybody, for being in the chat. I see Stephanie Jenks and Deb Webs, Oklahoma Outlaw, the Vigilance Committee, Chris Mike, 75% to infinity,
yep.
broken system, broken trust.
Oh, we saw Emma Payne in there. We saw Emma Payne.
Well,
Let's hope so.
she got a
A
membership.
membership.
Heck yeah.
A non mouth.
All right.
All right.
Thank you guys.
Thank you,
I'm
A
gonna end
Love.
it. Everybody go over to Gregory's. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Bye.
Later.
Bye.